Welcome back to England Now 7. Today we bring you one of the most shocking and dramatic stories in British politics. A story that has set social media on fire and left millions talking. Dyer, yes, the East London actor, who just won a BAFTA for his role in Mr. Big Stuff, has just landed a devastating blow on British politics. And this time his target is none other than Prime Minister Keir Starmer Dyer, who grew up in Custom House and knows the real struggles of working-class life, has unleashed a wave of criticism that goes far beyond simple celebrity gossip. In a blunt and raw interview with the Telegraph, he didn't hold back. He called Starmer a complete nobody, someone who has failed to inspire trust or hope among the very people he claims to serve. He said, and I quote, "He's truly useless. We need someone with real leadership abilities. He's not a leader. I don't understand who he is or what he stands for." Source, The Telegraph. Imagine the scene. While Starmer sits comfortably in number 10, painting an image of a mature and reliable leader, Dyer is speaking the raw truth that millions of ordinary Brits feel, but rarely voice. He cuts through the polished political rhetoric and exposes what many see as a fake performance. The staged photos, the carefully crafted down-to-earth moments, they fool no one except those trapped inside the Westminster bubble. Source, GB News. But here's where it gets even deeper. Dyer's criticism is not about policies or Starmer's past role in the justice sector. It's about something far more personal and powerful: the clear disconnect between this prime minister and the working class. When Starmer visits factories, Dyer says workers literally turn their backs on him. The contempt is visible in their eyes. He insists this isn't just about politics, it's about real people who feel abandoned. Source, LBC. Now I want to ask you something. Do you think Dyer is right? Has British politics become nothing more than a performance for the cameras? Tell me in the comments, and while you're at it, hit like and subscribe, because what's coming next will leave you shocked. Dyer argues that the working class should be running this country, not politicians who pose in pubs holding a pint and pretending to understand the everyday struggles of ordinary people. This performative populism, Dyer says, has taken over British politics. Lawyers and career politicians now think that by dressing down and mentioning their working class roots, they can connect with real people, but it's all a calculated act. He points to Starmer's public image built on statements like his father was a mechanic or his simple dressing style, all of which Dyer believes are designed to create a false sense of sincerity. Source, GB News and The Telegraph. This isn't the first time Dyer has spoken truth to power. 7 years ago, during a live episode of Good Evening Britain with Jeremy Corbyn, Dyer caused a storm online when he called out former Prime Minister David Cameron, labeling him a fool for neglecting the vulnerable during the chaos of Brexit. It was more than just a TV moment, it was a cultural explosion. Dyer gave voice to millions of ordinary people who felt forgotten. Source, The London Economic. Now 7 years later, Dyer is back with another reality check. But this time it's not aimed at an old politician, it's aimed at Keir Starmer, the man who promised to restore trust, to bring competence back to government, and to stand up for the workers. Yet according to Dyer, Starmer is no different from any other politician, detached from reality and disconnected from the people. Source, LBC. Dyer's criticism goes further. He claims Starmer only got the job because the Conservative Party self-destructed. There was no great victory, no grand vision. The public was simply so fed up with the Tories that they would have chosen anyone else. And that is the uncomfortable truth that the Labour Party's media machine doesn't want people to think about. Source, The Telegraph. Think about this. When was the last time a British politician genuinely inspired hope? When was the last time someone from Westminster truly understood your worries, your dreams, or your fears? For millions of people in Britain, the answer is never. And this is why voices like Dyer's are so important. Now I'll ask you again, do you believe Starmer truly represents the working class? Or is Dyer right when he says Starmer is simply playing a role? Leave me your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe, because we're just getting started. Dyer's words carry weight because of who he is. He's not a rich career politician lecturing from an ivory tower. He knows what it means to struggle to pay bills, to worry about making it through the month. He's lived the life of the working class, and when he looks at Starmer, he sees what millions see too: a man who never truly belonged to their world source GB News. This story gets even more intense. Dyer warns that British politics is now filled with fake sincerity. Politicians think that by drinking a pint in a pub, they can suddenly understand the life of a builder or a factory worker. But for people like Dyer, it's clear these are empty gestures, carefully staged for cameras and nothing more. Let me ask you this. Do you feel that politicians are acting instead of leading? Are we being fooled by staged moments and rehearsed sound bites? If you agree with Dyer, give this video a like and share it with your friends so we can get the real conversation going. Dyer's attack isn't just about Starmer. It's about the entire political system. He highlights how trust in Britain's democracy is eroding day by day. People no longer believe politicians speak with honesty or care about real-life struggles. And when someone like Dyer speaks, people listen because his words reflect the frustration that countless ordinary Brits are feeling. Source LBC, while promoting the second season of Mr. Big Stuff, Dyer made it clear that he doesn't need publicity. He's already at the top of his game with BAFTA wins and massive success. Yet he still chose to speak out. Because as he says, some things can't be left unsaid. His message is simple. When leaders lose touch with the people they are supposed to serve, democracy begins to crumble. The question now is, will anyone in power listen? Or will Westminster continue with its staged photo ops and empty slogans? The gap between politicians and the people is growing every day, and unless someone closes it, British politics is heading for a deeper crisis. Before we wrap up, I want to know your opinion. Do you think Dyer is giving voice to the truth that politicians don't want to hear? And do you think Starmer can recover from this kind of criticism? Comment below, hit like and subscribe to England. Now on us 7 for more powerful stories that cut through the noise.